Oh, we're gonna have to catch our breaths after this crazy night. Holy freaking crap. Hello, everybody. It is Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. We are live right now from East Providence, Rhode Island. Uh, this is the recap of Money in the Bank, and you've seen it live on Peacock in the United States. And if you were watching it around the world on WWE Network, I know for you Peacock fans, you had some issues throughout the night. You know what? Don't worry, we got you. We'll give you all the results if you need it. Yeah, Peacock was having issues all over the evening. I was doing it by various means, and the company that was showing it was showing from the WWE Network. So I actually did not miss any of the action. I got to see it from beginning to end. There was one moment I had to step away because the it froze on me, so I had to refresh. So I missed a little bit of one little match by 30 seconds at least. But other than that, the rest of it went off without a hitch. Holy freaking crap, what a night it was. We started off with the pre-show fight. That was the Usos versus the Mysterios for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and the winners of the bout in about 11 minutes and 25 seconds. And the new WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, they've done it 7 times. Normally we don't talk about this, so we're just going to move on right along to the first fight of the night, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, as it was Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Tamina. Nikki Ash wins it all. She wins the Money in the Bank. She now has the golden ticket. She is guaranteed a women's title match. She could challenge either the Raw Women's Champion or the SmackDown Women's Champion. And it is good. And the contract that she has is good for 1 full year. She can cash it in at any time, any place, up to 1 year. So from this day, from now until July 18th, 2022, the Money in the Bank contract is now in effect. Wow. Nikki was one of the top 3 that we predicted to win it. Nikki has had a hot streak, especially lately on Monday Night Raw. She had beaten both Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. Yes, I know there were 2-minute matches, but she did get the victory. She lasted the 2 minutes with both women. But she has been getting a momentum. And you could feel that maybe the momentum was starting for Nikki, that they were starting to give her a push. And then she does the gimmick change to Nikki Ash, to a superhero, and you're thinking, I'll get to that, Florio. Hang on. I was gonna say, with everything going on and everything that was relying on that big moment, that we were thinking, is this possibly Nikki's moment? Because look at the competitors they had. Alexa Bliss was in it. You had Asuka, who was in it, and we all know that. Liv Morgan was a favorite on the SmackDown side. So all of a sudden you're thinking, maybe Nikki has a shot. Me and Florio were talking about it on Friday, and we said Nikki is at least in the top 3. She was a top 3 favorite, so it wouldn't be a shocker if she walks away with it. Well, at 15 minutes and 45 seconds later, Nikki Ash is now Miss Money in the Bank. She wins it, and it's a great moment. Yes, the victory goes to Monday Night Raw, and I know Florio is going to be gloating like crazy in just a matter of minutes. But at the grand scheme of things, this is the biggest moment of Nikki's career. She's never had any big moments. Yeah, she was a former tag champion with Alexa, and they won those belts. But as far as a singles competitor, she's never had a moment like this. And now it is happening. 3 to 3.25 stars, a great Money in the Bank match. Anthony Florio, we said it. She was considered one of the favorites. She's won it. Money in the Bank winner, Nikki Ash, and she wins it in 15:45.
I think you underscored it a little bit, MF, with all due respect. 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star for me. What did I say on Friday night, MF? Who did I pick to win this match?
You said, I believe you called for Nikki to win it all. I believe you said that, but you also said you would not have been surprised if Alexa won it.
Oh no, I would not have been at all. But I said Nick. I ultimately went with Nikki Ash. I took a chance, and look what happened. The gamble paid off, and I couldn't be any more happier about that. And yes, it is a big win for Team Red. I mean, we definitely needed this one, and I, for one, couldn't be any happier. And big moment for Nikki Ash, and when it comes to the Money in the Bank ladder matches, small little spoiler alert, I thought the men's was better, but this one was good. This one was very good as well. Could it have been better? Sure, but I think they gave us a great jump off here, and a special moment for Nikki ASH, and like MF said, a former co-holder of the women's tag team titles with Alexa Bliss, and the closest she ever came to any big singles moment was in NXT when she challenged for the NXT Women's Championship on a few occasions, especially against Asuka in Chicago a number of years ago. But this is without a doubt the biggest win of Nikki's career, and this little push that started with those 2-minute challenges with Rhea and Charlotte in the Thunderdome, and all came full circle here tonight. And now, whenever she's ready to cash in, whether she decides to go after the Raw Women's Championship or the SmackDown Women's Championship, she can do it anytime she sees fit. And it could be as early as tomorrow night on Raw, or it could be as late as this very event 1 year from now. So we'll have to wait. I highly doubt it's going to be that long a wait, but a special moment nonetheless. And that crowd was very high for her, and I was very happy for her when she pulled down that briefcase. I mean, a very unique moment there. All the competitors except for Alexa. Alexa was buried underneath like 20 ladders or something like that. We've seen that spot many of times in past Money in the Bank matches, which they had no choice. They had to do it because Alexa was channeling her inner fiend again. And Bullock knows where I'm going with that, dating back to the Royal Rumble. But the remaining women all battled on 3 different ladders, and then Nikki somehow stole it and got the win. And yes, what a moment for Team Red. I couldn't be any happier, and yes, indeed, and well deserved. And now the big question is, when is it going to happen? We don't know. I think they're going to want to hold. They like to drag these things out for quite a little bit, so we'll have to wait and see. So big moment for Nikki ASH. Congratulations to her. Great effort all around from all the competitors involved, and the crowd and the commentary made the match what it was. And I don't know what else there is for me to say on this. So 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star. MF, like I said, I think you slightly underscored it with all due respect. So not much more to say here. Phenom, Michael Bullock, come on in. And you know what I always like to say on this: biggest win of Nikki ASH's career, but it could lead to an even bigger win whenever she's ready to cash in.
Yeah, definitely a big win for Nikki Ash, and definitely the biggest win of her career. could lead to something bigger if she does cash in. It could be tomorrow night, or it could be somewhere else down the line. But we'll wait and see. But anyhow, 3.5 stars. I mean, this was definitely a good match to start it off. I mean, could it have been better? Yeah, I would say so. But I mean, definitely was good. I mean, yeah, you knew that. I mean, it was smart of the other women to bury Alexa Bliss in all those ladders because they know what she is capable of. So, and then you had all of them battling on top of the ladder, and basically Nikki Ash took advantage of it, and now she has that contract. So, yeah, there's really nothing more for me to add to it. So, Fletch, it is yours.
Shout out to our good boy Rob Parsons, who is watching us for a brief moment. So, what's up, Rob? Thank you for your support as always. Next fight of the night was for the Raw Tag Team titles as AJ Styles and Omos put the titles on the line against the Viking Raiders. AJ Styles and Omos successfully defends the title at 12 minutes and 55 seconds. Anthony Florio, it is yours.
This was better than it had any right to be. I mean, I didn't think this was going to be anything special, but boy, howdy, they ended up delivering what ended up being a sleeper fight of the night here. I mean, give it up. I'm gonna go about 3.25, 3.5 stars for this. I didn't really think this was gonna be anything special. I thought this was gonna be, a TV quality bout, but they ended up over delivering on this. I didn't think this was gonna be anything special, but man alive. And the Viking Raiders got a big old hope spot. They got a major hope spot with that Viking experience on AJ near the end of the bout, and I thought they were going to win the titles for a minute, but then Omos put the kibosh on that one, and wow. I mean, this was, like I said, this was so much more fun than it had any right to be, thanks in large part to Styles and the Raiders beating the hell out of each other with stiff strikes and perfectly timed spots. Anyone familiar with their work in Ring of Honor and internationally shouldn't be surprised that they were able to turn in the performances against each other that they did. This match thrived on the expert use of Omos, which has been one of the few bright spots on Raw. He has been put in a position to succeed and excel despite being woefully underexperienced given the role that he finds himself in. He was great here, hitting everything he had to and already looking more confident than he did 3 months earlier at WrestleMania. Will he ever succeed as a single star? Probably not. But if he can hang around AJ Styles and learn from one of the best wrestlers to ever lace a pair of boots, he will be a star at a level no one could have predicted when he first lumbered onto the scene a year ago when he was the bouncer on Raw Underground. So not much more for me to say on this. This was another 3.25 to 3.5 star match. This was 3.25 to 3.5 stars for me on this one. So not much more to say here. I'm going to change avatars here. I'm going to step out for a moment and come back in. So with that being said, Michael Bullock, let's get it to you here. Much better than it had any right to be. 3.25, 3.5 stars, sleeper fight of the night for me.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean this actually turned out to be much better than what we expected. I mean, I'm with Florio. I mean, I thought this was going to be like one of your typical TV quality matches that you would see on Monday Night Raw, but no, this was definitely much better than what I expected. So I'm with him. I'm gonna give this 3.5 as well. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. So Fletch, it is yours.
3.25 stars for me. This was a solid fight. This was a very good match. The bodies of work of everybody involved was excellent. Great action, great battle. Everything came down right to the very end. I really got nothing bad to say. I thought everybody played their roles really well. And yeah, like you said, this was a solid match. I am very happy with the outcome of how everything turned out. So yes, The tag team champions remain the tag team champions. There was no history made on this one, and it was a solid match to say the very least. And now, what happens to AJ and Omos? Where do they go from here? Now that they are indeed the champions, we're gonna have to wait and see how this plays out. At the end of the day, it is going to be a solid. It was a solid match for what it's worth. So now we do move on to the next bout of the evening, as it was the battle for the WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley puts the title on the line against Kofi Kingston. The winner of the bout via submission at 7 minutes and 35 seconds, and still the almighty WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley. He wins the match. Michael Bullock, you made a point about this, said that this was an absolute domination by Bobby Lashley. The key words here, and this is the quote of the day, quoting Anthony Florio, this was a delicious squash. It's all yours, bro.
Yeah, this was an absolute squash. I mean, we knew Bobby Lashley was going to win it, but did anybody expect it to be this dominating as it was? And you know this, what this reminds me of, guys, and you know where I'm going with this. SummerSlam 2014, Brock Lesnar and John Cena. I mean, everybody thought that it was going to be a very competitive match, and Brock Lesnar basically dominated it, and this is like a replica of it. And Kofi Kingston's a former champion. I mean, and he basically got little to no offense here, and Lashley just beat the you-know-what out of him. So, man, I don't know how to rank this match. I mean, it was almost like a squash match we'd see on TV. So, I don't know. I don't know how I rank a match like this. So, I'm just gonna pass on this one, and I give it to you, Fletch.
Yeah, this was 7 minutes and 41 seconds. Not a long match, dominating performance, and I gotta say it, man. If there was any doubt or anything that we could said about Bobby Lashley, those are now wiped off the board. This man walked in against a very gained and very good Kofi Kingston and wiped him out. There was very little offense from Kofi. Lashley dictated the pace, dominated the match, and destroyed him in 7:41. It wasn't even close. This was a delicious squash. This is about 2 to 2.5 for me, because of the fact that you need Bobby to be a dominating, ferocious, unbelievable champion, and he just did it. He absolutely wipes the floor with Kofi Kingston, as he should, as WWE champion, because of the fact that he was way powerful than him, more stronger than him, and he should have done this. This was exactly what it needed it to be. It needed to be a delicious squash, because of the fact that to make Bobby Lashley the dominator, the powerful WWE champion, he needed something like this. Remember what happened on Raw Monday night, how he was embarrassed, humiliated, and everything else. And the one thing that he talked about was that I'm done with the games. I'm done with this. I need to be the dominating champion. And I feel like you're holding me back here, MVP. He goes out, seeks, and destroyed like a Scuzz missile. And that's exactly what he needed it to be tonight. This was, in storyline purposes, this was absolutely brilliant by WWE. I cannot believe they pulled the trigger on this looking this way. Anthony Florio, there's nothing else for me to say on this one. It's yours.
I'm with Bullock on this one. When it comes to this, Bullock, I know how to rate it. I think Bullock was going for an NA on this one. I think that's what he was going for on this, and I'm right there with him. This and Bullock is absolutely right. This was exactly this was Lesnar Cena SummerSlam 2014 all over again. That's exactly what this was, and oh yeah, it was without a doubt a delicious squash, absolutely. But I'm gonna have to unleash on this. There was so much goodwill for Kofi Kingston as he entered the arena, and it was snuffed out in short, decisive, uncompetitive fashion at the hands of Bobby Lashley. Remember the overwhelmingly negative feedback to Brock Lesnar decimating Kofi Kingston and winning the WWE Championship on that Friday Night SmackDown debut on Fox in 2019? This was the same, just longer. It is not any more excusable than one of the most popular acts in the company was sacrificed just because it was Lashley instead of the Beast. Kingston deserves, and more importantly, has earned the right to better than he has received in these high match situations of late. From a storyline perspective, Lashley needed to refocus and re-energize ahead of SummerSlam. Couldn't that have been accomplished on the road to that event through squash matches on Raw, rather than at the expense of a perpetual fan favorite who has more than done his share of making others look good? Little mini rant over. NA for this. This was the worst fight of the night by a mile. So there isn't much more to say on this. MF, all I can say now is we're going downhill from here. And I actually mean that in a good way, a very good way.
Oh, yeah. Watch out, guys. It's about to get crazy now. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's title. The winner of the bout in 16 minutes and 50 seconds. And new Raw Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. Anthony Florio, history was made. Charlotte Flair has ascended the throne once again. She is the new Raw Women's Champion.
Yes. Hang on one second here. I think this one should have gone to you, MF. I think you should have started off on this one and not me.
All right. I can take that. That's fine. Well, I'm going to say this. It was an excellent start. It was an excellent match. Great battle. Both women were going at it. Rhea and Charlotte tore the house down, and it was a very good matchup. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, what the hell? Charlotte wins again, yada, yada, yada. And I get it. And the way she won it, the brutality that she went into a sadistic, evil, almost torturous Charlotte Flair. This was a side of her we've seen Charlotte go there before, but she's never gone that far out, and she went completely out of range, out of mind, and she destroyed Rhea at the end, putting on the figure eight after she literally beat her down, trapping her leg on the ring steps and then kicking the daylights out of it. Oh my God, Charlotte went to a whole new level and then some. And then because of the fact that WWE was trying to get that the fans were rooting for Becky Lynch. Unfortunately, Becky was not here tonight. Even though she was in Fort Worth, she was at the Money in the Bank show. She did not appear, but fans were demanding her to come out. Charlotte had a non-PG moment, flipped off the fans, basically really getting the heat. Maybe they're setting up for Charlotte and Becky at SummerSlam now. It looks like Becky might be heading to the red brand because I just don't see her coming to SmackDown, especially after tonight. I just don't see it. Maybe it's possible, but anything can happen. And yeah, unbelievable matchup. This was a solid fight. I could say about 3 to 3.5. You could even say maybe teetering on 3 3/4. But this was physical. This was brutal. This was downright ugly in a good way. And Charlotte wins the title, which I know fans are gonna poo-poo and be all pissy about it. But you know what? You're not gonna please everyone in wrestling. Okay, that's the main thing. There's gonna be moments where we're gonna get angry and whatnot. At the end of the day, winner of the bout and new Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. All right, Flair, come back in and give me your thoughts on this one, as history was made in Fort Worth tonight.
Yes, history was indeed made, and wow. At this moment in the show, this was the best fight of the night right here. But after this is where it all went downhill from here, and in a very good way. Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley beat the hell out of each other until the Queen seized an opportunity to exploit an injury that was set up this past Monday on Raw. It made sense within the storyline that had been presented to that point, even if the idea of Ripley losing to Flair again was not necessarily appealing. From a booking perspective, it absolutely creates questions about where there is for Flair to go from here. That isn't necessarily a good thing, considering she has run through everyone on the roster multiple times. The obvious answer is Becky Lynch, but even that is a match we have seen unfold multiple times within the last 2 years. Why not let Rhea Ripley run with the title for a while and flesh out her character instead of giving up on it and going back to Charlotte Flair? Creatively, it was the far more uninteresting option. Of course, when the Queen can be counted on to deliver this strong of a match, regardless of the booking, she will always get the benefit of the doubt. So that's all there is for me to say on this. Again, MF, with all due respect, for the second time tonight, I think you definitely underscored this one. This to me was a solid 4 stars, teetering on 4.25. And I would say this was the third best fight of the night here, because the other two, wait till you hear what we have to say about the remaining 2 on this. But for right now, this was the third best fight of the night for me. This was 4, teetering on 4.25. The fight, incredible match, great matchup here. And unfortunately, fans, the Phenom is about to unleash, and I know this is not going to be anything good. So with all that being said, Michael Bullock, go on and channel your inner Byron Saxton. I know there's going to be a Saxton rant coming based on our messenger chat.
Well, first off, I gotta say, this was definitely a really good match. 4 stars, I agree. Both of these women definitely laid it on the line, but the only gripe I have, and it's like you just said, Florio, obviously Charlotte winning the title. I think the thing that really makes more sense is to have Rhea still hold on to the title, and because with Charlotte as the Raw Women's Champion, who else is going to challenge her? With what the fans were chanting, we want Becky, because, like you said, she was backstage, but we didn't see her. And with Charlotte flipping off the fans because of them chanting that, it makes you think that we're probably going to get Charlotte against Becky at SummerSlam, but the only problem is we've seen this already so many times. So yeah, so we'll wait and see on that. But so 4 stars. This was definitely a really good match, but like I said, the only problem was obviously Charlotte once again winning the title. Because now, where do you go from here? Fletch, it's yours.
Well, remember, there is Money in the Bank out there with Nikki Ash, who, oh, by the way, is Monday Night Raw. So maybe Charlotte and Becky go at it. Maybe if Charlotte wins or if Becky wins, maybe Nikki cashes in and takes the belt. So I mean, there's a number of ways that this could go because I kind of have a feeling like the Becky Lynch thing might be a one-off. I just don't see because remember they always like to keep couples together and everything else and blah 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 blah. So I just don't see Becky staying long on Monday Night Raw. I don't, unless they bring Seth over in the draft, but that's not until October now. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But at the end of the day, this was the outcome and this was the route that they're going to go. So yes, it is indeed the moment. The winner and new champion Charlotte Flair. Then after that, we did indeed go into the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, as it was in no particular order. It was Seth Rollins, Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, Riddle, John Morrison, Ricochet, and Big E. And the winner of the bout in 17 minutes and 40 seconds, Big E wins the Money in the Bank. Anthony Florio, we called it. We said that Big E was going to get it. He got it. He's got the Money in the Bank. He is now the next in line for a title.
And what was that time again?
1740.
1740. Oh, man. I got to say this was the second best fight of the night here. This is going to rank up there as one of the greatest Money in the Bank ladder matches I've ever seen. I got to give this somewhere between 4.25 to 4.5 stars. I mean, oh my word. Now this is where the feeds started to act up. I mean, this is where the feed started the Peacock feed started to act up for me. I mean, right as during the entrances and during the first couple of minutes of the bout, it was garbled and it was flickering in and out every second, every minute, and then after about like 10 minutes or so, I finally got about 5 or 10 minutes or so, I finally got the feed back. But anyways, the absolute right conclusion to a wild action-packed match. McIntyre being taken out by Jinder Mahal and company was the right call. As much as he has earned the right to win big in front of a live audience, the fans in Fort Worth would have booed the ever-loving hell out of him, treating him like John Cena circa 2009. It is an unfortunate side effect of being pushed prominently at the top of the card for any extended stretch. So obviously, we're probably going to see, it's probably going to lead to a Drew McIntyre Jinder Mahal match at SummerSlam of some sort. Anyways, Ricochet wowed. Kevin Owens showed incredible guts considering how ugly the bump that injured his knee was. The powerbomb through the ladder was equally as jaw-dropping, with his head smacking the weapon on the way down. Here's hoping he's okay. That brings us to Big E, who has been ready to be a main event attraction for a year now. His energy, charisma, and explosiveness won over audiences a long damn time ago, and his win tonight was a confirmation of the company's ship. He has absolutely earned this opportunity. Hopefully, the company pays it off in grand fashion with a victory that solidifies him as one of its building blocks of the future. SummerSlam, anyone? Maybe? I couldn't think of a better place to do it than there. So, we'll have to wait and see if they decide to pull the trigger on that in 5 weeks' time. But 4.25 to 4.5 stars. This was easily the second best fight of the night. And Michael Bullock, for me, this ranks up there as one of the greatest Money in the Bank ladder matches I've ever seen. What says you?
Oh, I agree with you on that. I mean, what these men laid on the line here to earn that opportunity. I mean, what we saw from, especially from guys like Kevin Owens and Ricochet. I mean, all the men, they left it on the line, but in the end, Big E was the one who gets the Money in the Bank. It was the right call. So 4.25 stars for me. I mean, definitely a big win for Big E. Could it lead to something bigger with the Money in the Bank contract? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So, Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This was 4.25 for me. This was an amazing match, unbelievable battle. It was all over the place. At the end of the day, yeah, the right man won, and the true. And I think, like we said, going into Money in the Bank, we were thinking, oh, it's going to be McIntyre, it's going to be McIntyre, it's going to be McIntyre. Once it was all said and done, the moment shifted, and next thing we know, it went completely the right way. Goes to Big E. We were saying it about actually as early as Friday. Florio and myself started thinking, we're like, oh my god, Big E's going to be the next one. Big E's going to be the one that's going to win it all. And sure enough, boom, boom went the Dynamite. Big E wins, and now Big E holds the Money in the Bank, and we'll have to wait and see where that plays out down the line. So yeah, absolutely incredible moment for Big E. Crowd went nuts, and well deserved moment for him. And it leads us to the main event: Roman Reigns versus Edge for the Universal Championship, and the winner of the bout in 33 minutes and 10 seconds, and still the Universal Champion Roman Reigns, Michael Bullock. Oh my God. Okay, the match was insane. But what happened after the match is got everybody talking around the water cooler. We all lost our minds. We all started freaking out. Bullock, it's yours, man. The main event is yours.
Man, where do I start from here? All right. Am I going to give it the full 5? No. I mean, I'm going to say 4 3/4. I was going to give it 5, but you had the whole little bit of chicanery outside with the Usos and the Mysterios. I mean, that to me took a little bit away from it, but still, it was a damn good match. These two definitely laid it on the line, and in the end, the tribal chief, the head of the table, reigned supreme. And but after the match, I mean, this is where things really got crazy. I mean, Seth Rollins going after Edge basically because the Edge took the opportunity away from him. So all I can say is this is definitely going to lead to Rollins against Edge at SummerSlam. I definitely see that going down. But what was the biggest surprise? Obviously Roman cuts a little promo, and then all of a sudden, the champ is here. John Cena shows up. Oh my freaking goodness. I mean, and I mean, the crowd basically went nuts. Pat McAfee acting like a schoolgirl, and I thought Michael Cole was gonna lose his damn voice. I mean, this was the biggest shocker of the night, and he confronted Roman Reigns, and all I can say is it's happening, guys. SummerSlam, John Cena, Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. All I can say is I'm already excited about it. Man, oh man, this was definitely a crazy ending to what was an unbelievable night. So I don't know what else is there to say except Fletch. The match was freaking awesome, but the champ is back and he wants the head of the table. It's yours.
Roman Reigns said, acknowledge me. Somebody acknowledged him, all right. The 15 time. No. Yeah. Is it 15 or 16?
16.
16-time world champion John Cena. Yeah, he's back. And oh my God, Fort Worth, just crumbled. We knew bombs and surprises were coming when fans came back. Oh my flipping God. What a bomb. What? You sneaky bastards. You WWE. You sneaky bastards. You had to pull that card out on us tonight. And oh my word, did we fall out of our chairs on this one? Ultimate Corey and Sean moment. The biggest what I would have yelled out. And then it would have been the infamous where I would have screamed out, "Oh my God!" When he would have came out, Anthony Floyo would have had to take over for me by saying, "It's John Cena." Oh man, like he did with like we did the Survivor Series when Sting showed up. I yelled out, "Oh my God!" and Anthony Florio comes out with "It's Sting." So I was reminiscing to that, Anthony. So, oh man, four and a half to 4 3/4 of a star. I cannot give it the 5-star rating as well. Michael Bullock is absolutely right. The ref bump kind of hurt the match. It didn't need the ref bump. It didn't need an overbooked finish. I don't know why they went down that route. They didn't need to go there, but they did. And actually, Charles Robinson got hurt for real. He got hurt for real, guys. I don't know if you noticed, but he fell outside of the ring. I think he actually got hurt for real, and that's what happened there. So they went out. They got a new referee to help them out, and a new referee. And oh man, Rollins interfering twice. The Usos try to interfere, got cut off by the Mysterios just in the nick of time. Thank God for that. But oh man, great main event. If it didn't have the overbooked finish, this was 5 stars. This would have been 5. It just doesn't get it. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Right there with you guys. 4.5 to 4 3/4 of a star. Fight of the night. This is definitely going to be a match of the year candidate for sure. Absolutely. What started as a slow-paced encounter evolved into a hellish main event right out of the Attitude Era. There were big bumps through barricades, run-ins, and a referee bump, all to set up Seth Rollins' interference and an inevitable showdown with Edge at SummerSlam. If that wasn't enough, there was the not-so-shocking, totally expected return of John Cena to hype up his most definitely happening SummerSlam main event with Roman Reigns. Everything hit, even if it took some time to get there. Reigns is such a superb heel at this point. When he found success within the Thunderdome, some questioned whether or not he could translate it to the big arenas in front of a live audience. Not only has he, but he may be better with an actual audience to feed off of. The trash talking was on point, the disdain for the WWE Universe painting his face as he enters the arena, indicative of a heel hitting the little things. This is peak Reigns, and we should all be thankful we live in an era to see it, because one day his name will be mentioned alongside the likes of Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, his cousin The Rock, Nature Boy Ric Flair, and John Cena as pillars of pro wrestling history. And that's not hyperbole. As for Edge, this was another strong outing for a guy who should not be having matches of this quality this late in his career. He thrives on the energy and takes a little while to heat up, but when he does, it's simply outstanding. His match with Rollins on August 21 could steal the damn show. Given the other matches on the card, or expected to be at least, that's a bold statement. So there isn't much more left to say here. 4.5 to 4 3/4 of a star. Fight of the night. Definitely a match of the year candidate. Spoiler alert, it's not my match of the year. My match of the year actually came from last night's event. And I'll get more into great detail on that tomorrow night as part of my Tony's Take on Ridiculously Raw, a special Tony's Take nonetheless. So not much more to say. MF, let's get to our overall review.
Yeah, unbelievable night. God, how do we rate this? How do we rate this? It's crazy. This was a crazy night and a crazy event, to say the very least. I I don't even know where to begin with the rating. I mean, 8.5 is what I'm thinking. That's just the mere fact that I'm going with. I mean, there was so many good things about the show, but you have to penalize, and I'm going to be very nitpick here. The WWE title match, not as good as we thought. Maybe you can nitpick a little bit on Charlotte versus Rhea. You could easily nitpick the main event, the WWE Universal Title match and the overbooked finish. But there wasn't. But these are just subtle nitpicks. I gotta go 8.5. This was amazing. This Money in the Bank was one of the best shows we've had in a long time. And with the fact that the fans are back and the way that the fans are being utilized and the reactions and everything, WWE is benefiting so much from this. And not only that, but now I'm very encouraged for Raw tomorrow night in Dallas. I actually am very excited for Raw in Dallas because SmackDown hit and it delivered. It was a great show. Money in the Bank has hit and it's delivered. I kind of got a good feeling about Raw now. I actually have a good feeling about Monday Night Raw. I think Raw will deliver. Nothing more to say. 8.5 for me. Anthony, it's yours.
And you just made this Raw guy very happy when you said that, MF. You just really encouraged me on that one. So I very much appreciate that. So, and I'm
not going to give you any hyperbole. I'm going to speak truth. And this is true. Look at the past two shows.
Absolutely. And if you thought they brought it Friday night and tonight, just imagine what they're going to do tomorrow in Dallas. I think we might be in for even more surprises. Who knows? I hope so. But Money in the Bank was an awesome show that benefited greatly from the return of the live audience. The fans' energy and excitement was palpable from start to finish, and it made even the lackluster matches seem compelling. The show started a little slow, but the last 3 matches all delivered. The big news coming out of the night will obviously be the return of John Cena, almost certainly leading to Cena versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. But don't let that overshadow the fact that Big E is now Mr. Money in the Bank. Let's not forget that. And, just an amazing event all around. And this is definitely going to go up there as one of the candidates for pay-per-view of the year. This is definitely right up there. I can make an argument for last night's show as well. Like I said, I'll get more into that tomorrow. But anyways, Money in the Bank is one of those shows that just works most years, mainly because WWE knows how to do the ladder matches rather well. But the shows themselves, they were always great. And throwing the big angle at the end to set up the SummerSlam Dream main event, and there wasn't much here to be annoyed about. Nothing was bad except for that Kofi and Lashley thing. A lot of SummerSlam is ready, and they are trying some new people with the briefcases. Awesome show with the crowd bringing it up a whole bunch of notches. Edge and Roman stole the damn show. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match, unbelievable. One of the greatest I've ever seen. Charlotte and Rhea, they killed it again. Just missed passing their classic from WrestleMania for the NXT Women's title. I would probably then go with the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match 4, the Raw Tag Team titles 5, and obviously the worst fight of the night, Bobby Lashley's delicious squash of Kofi Kingston. Very reminiscent of Lesnar and Cena from 14. So there isn't much more to say on this. MF is right. I would rank this somewhere between 8.5, maybe even 9 out of 10. That's how great this show was tonight. And, throwing that live crowd, the commentary, all the commentators, not just Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, but also Jimmy Smith, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton as well. Commentary put in their best effort in a very long time tonight as well, especially Cole and McAfee. They really brought it. So not much more to say on this. 8.5 to 9. Michael Bullock take it home. And if you thought Friday night on SmackDown and tonight in Fort Worth Money in the Bank was something, what's Raw going to be like tomorrow in Dallas?
Only time will tell, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. But yeah, 8.5 to 9 for me. I agree with everything you guys have said. I mean, yeah, the only nitpick you said was the WWE title match. Charlotte, once again, being the women's champion, and the overbooked finish with the Usos and the Mysterios. So other than that, everything else was pretty good, and especially with the return of John Cena, which really blew it all away in a good way. So there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, let's wrap it up.
Oh my goodness! And if this is any indication, get ready for Ridiculously Raw tomorrow night. I mean, we're talking Monday Night Raw, the first time with fans, a Slammiversary recap by Anthony Florio, and that show was insane.
Especially the main event.
Oh my God. Yeah. 11 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, immediately after Raw goes off the air. Floyo's got it on his channel. There's really nothing more to add. There's nothing more to say.
We're done.
We're done. We're out of here. Everybody get on out of here. Enjoy your night. Like the video. Leave a comment at the bottom. Share with all your friends on all those social media platforms before you head on out of here for the night. We'll see you tomorrow. For Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Fletcher saying so long, everybody.